Spencer to bring it up from Draymond. Spencer right side. Takes Randle. Throws up a hook shot and he banked it in off the glass. Pat Spencer with a bucket. It's 74-53 Warriors.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
All right, that was Tim Roy right here on 95.7 The Game. And all guests on 95.7 The Game appear on the River Islands guest line. Isn't it time for you to discover the islands? River Islands in Lathrop. Let's welcome in Pat Spencer. Pat. What's going on, man?
What's happening, fellas? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So the one thing that we found out is, a lot of people aren't familiar with your story. Like, who are you? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, man, I'm just a guy from Davidsonville, Maryland. Grew up playing every sport imaginable, and just a competitive dude who found his way to the NBA.
Now, just real quick, I want you to tell Warrior fans, you may be the greatest lacrosse player in history. Is that fair to say? But your first love was basketball.
First love has always been hoops. I'll leave that other debate up to the lacrosse folks.
You were probably pretty good, though, right?
I had a little game. Yeah, but hoops has always been the first love.
Hey, Pat, I got to ask you about something that popped off last night besides your stellar play. And I won't say I'm mad at you, but I'm watching the game, and I've never seen this. When Buddy had to check out and you guys had to burn a timeout, can you share with us what you were thinking when you're like, my man got on the wrong shorts?
I think the initial thought from everybody was only Buddy. But you know what? You can't even be mad at him because he's got that youthful energy, and it's just who he is. So you got to take the good with the bad sometimes. But Buddy's awesome. He's a character.
Pat Spencer joining us on 95.7 The Game. For those who aren't familiar with your game, and I guess I'm probably one of them because I've only seen you play this year. Obviously, you're very athletic, but what do you hang your hat on? Like, what are your strengths, and what do you bring other than athleticism and toughness?
Yeah, I think just IQ. I think that's part of the reason I targeted this organization when I was trying to figure out where I wanted to land. There's some organizations that are valuing youth and potential and length, and then there's organizations that value IQ and the ability to just play the game at a high level and win. So for me, I feel like this organization values guys like that, whether that's Draymond, Loon, Sean, Andre, those guys. So I felt like this was a place where I could hopefully have an impact down the line. And so you mentioned it, toughness, competitiveness, but ultimately I think IQ is what allows me to stay on the floor.
Hey, Pat, I mean, you're becoming a fan favorite, if not the fan favorite, man. You got a bag, you got a nice handle, and you just said that you're not scared. You shared that with the TV audience after the game last night about your brothers. But I got to ask you about the hook shot, man. Kareem, like, where did you get that? You got a bag, but when did that get in it?
No, that's a big shout out to, the G League as a whole. Nick, down in Santa Cruz, spent a ton of time with me working on finishing. Obviously, for me to have an impact at this level, I'm not going to be able to go dunk everything and finish directly at the rim. I can do a little bit more of that in the G League just because there's less rim protection and not as much size. But we just felt like in order for me to get up here and really have an impact, I was going to have to be able to finish over, some 6'10" and length and athleticism. So big shout out to Nick for spending a lot of time with me down there and the whole development staff. Just something I've tried to improve as I've gotten deeper into this league, and just got to keep working, find ways to evolve.
You're talking about Nicholas Kirst, Steve Kerr's son, who coaches down in the G League, correct?
Indeed, yeah.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this. I mean, my partner Guru said you're becoming a fan favorite, and look, there's a fine line between a guy who's a fan favorite and the 11th or 12th guy on the team, and a fan favorite who starts out as the 11th or 12th man on the team, but then shows he can play. Do you feel like you had to go through that process from where you started out in terms of not really being a rotation guy to start out here?
Yeah, I mean, that's been my journey to a T, though, man. I haven't had it easy. anywhere. I think I'll eventually share that story with some folks. But yeah, man, I've been under the radar for my entire journey. Been quote unquote underappreciated, I guess, in some respect, and so it's just about being resilient, believing in yourself, and I have the ultimate belief and confidence in myself and the work that I put in. So it's not new to me. People obviously see the lacrosse thing now, but what they don't know is I was cut from every team I ever tried out for in lacrosse. I didn't make varsity till my junior year, and I had even repeated a year, so technically that would have been like my senior year of high school was the first time I made the varsity team. So getting cut and being overlooked has just been a part of my journey. So I'm all my confidence comes from within. I don't look for any outside validation or anything to keep going. So I'm appreciative. Obviously love the fan love, and I'm thankful for it, but pretty simple guy, family and hoops and the work that I put in, and spent some time golfing, and that's kind of all I need.
Wow, man, that's beautiful. Pat, let me ask you this. Not only was it sweet last night, you get the win, you make contributions, but there was some bad news, for here in the next couple of games, there'll be no Steph Curry. I got to believe, obviously, you don't want it that way, but with how you're playing, you got to feel like your number's going to be called. How do you stay ready, and how exciting is that?
Yeah, I can't even talk about the excitement just because we're really bummed about the Steph situation. Dude is the ultimate teammate first and foremost. So after the game, the first thing you want to do is get back to the locker room and check on that guy. He's the guy who puts everybody else before himself. So just a brutal situation for us. He's obviously grade one is I wouldn't say the best news, but out of all the grades, the best result for us. So hopefully that means we can get him back here. We have the ultimate belief in Jimmy, Draymond, and the rest of the crew to hold it down while he's out. So my number's been called sparingly throughout the year, and hopefully I've gained the trust of a lot of the guys in the locker room, Steve and the staff, and we're going to put together our best game plan and give these guys a go.
Pat Spencer joining us on 95.7 The Game. Draymond Green last night was asked about you, and I don't know if you heard this or not, but I want to play it for you and share it with you and then get your thoughts. Take a listen.
Pat is a damn good basketball player, and I know he don't look like it. He don't just jump off the page at you when you see him in a basketball jersey. I don't think the number 61 helps him, but he's one of the toughest guys on this team. That includes myself. That includes Jimmy. Pat Spencer is tough as nails.
What do you think of when you hear that?
That's my guy right there, man. He's had my back the whole way. So just the ultimate competitor. I think we've shared our moments of going at it on the court, competing, and I think when you look to your right, you look to your left, and you got Jimmy and Dre. Feel pretty damn good about going to war. So yeah, I mean, obviously beyond thankful, that's a Hall of Famer right there, the greatest defensive player to touch the floor. To have someone like that have your back and believe in you it's just the ultimate validation right there.
Why do you wear 61, Pat?
Yes, the 6 and 1 is clearly 7.
Right.
I wore 7 during my lacrosse journey, and then the 60 spot in the NBA draft. So when undrafted, it just signifies my journey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a meaning.
There's only one other player that's worn it, and I guess it was in the 2 others, and one was in the 40s. So it's a different number, but it's working.
Hey, Pat.
It's got a little meaning to me, so it might look like an offensive lineman out there, but it's got its own meaning.
Nice.
Hey, no, I love that. Now we know the meaning, man. Hey, Pat, I'm the dude that asked, did he really ask that question? But I got to ask you this because I care. So you said you played all sports coming up, but who was your dude? Who did you look at and be like, you know what? That's why I want to go hoop. Who was that guy for you?
Oh, that's tough, man. I've always been a Mike fan. Michael Jordan, I've always been a fan of just his edge, who he is as a competitor. As I grew older, I gained a ton of respect and admiration for Kobe, just in terms of the work. Obviously, we're completely different ball players. But I've never been a guy who's had like a team. I've always been one who loves good hoops, and that's sports in general. I've never had a team. I just like watching the game be played at a high level and play the right way. So yeah, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't say, I grew up watching Steph, but just have a complete love and admiration for what he's done for the game. I guess I did grow up watching him in high school. He was still doing it at an insane level. So, but I think my first love was so early on for basketball. It goes all the way back to the Allen Iverson days.
Yeah, wow.
Pat Spencer joining us on 95.7 The Game. Obviously, today, Warrior fans are, a little hot and cold. They're very happy about the win, obviously, but the Curry news is, hurts. Is there any way you can give us a sense of what the mood is in the locker room after you come out or after you finish that game off? Nice win, but you're coming back to Steph. Can you describe that atmosphere as opposed to, had you just won the game normally?
Yeah, like I said, I think you get off the court and your immediate reaction is to go check on the guy, mainly because of who he is as a person. Obviously, Steph, the player, is pivotal to what we do, but just the kind of guy who's a consummate teammate, puts everybody first. So it's a no-brainer to want to go check on him and make sure he's good. But the move was great, man. I mean, to come off a Houston series that, quite frankly, should have kicked us on a butt a little bit more than it maybe showed last night. You travel, you get basically a half a day in between to come out on top with a win after losing your best player. You can't ask for much more than that. So obviously the frustrating part is losing him. But like I said, we have the ultimate belief in our crew that we have here that we can hold it down, and hopefully we've got some incredible docs here. Hopefully they can work that hamstring out and get him back ASAP.
No, I love that. Hey, Pat, I got to ask you, I'm watching you last night. You're on the court with another guy on the other team, Ant Edwards. What's it like looking at that dude coming, staring at him, coming downhill, trying to give you guys the business?
Ton of respect for him as a player, but I'm not gonna speak too highly of him right now. We're competing against him, so obviously everyone knows who he is as a player. Can put the ball on the desk, score, make guys around him better. But at the end of the day, I think we've got the best defensive player in the world, and we've got a hell of a coaching staff, and we've got some guys that can give him a run for his money.
Hey, I got to ask you this. I don't know if you've seen the video, but after Game 6 against the Rockets, I guess some fans had caught you, in your car. What are you driving? Was it Ferrari or what you're riding these days?
Man, I'm simple. I told you I'm a simple guy. I got my CRV. Same car from high school.
I love it, man.
Hey, those are nice.
He riding, yeah.
It runs, baby. It runs.
There you go. I love it.
Hey, Pat, one of the things that's really annoying about Steph Curry is he's great at everything. He's a great basketball player. He's great at golf. Apparently, he's a hell of a bowler. I got to ask you, you may be just as annoying. What's your golf handicap, by the way?
I'm floating around a 3.
Oh, my God.
Steph and I have had a couple pretty good battles so far.
God.
I'm sure there'll be more to come.
That's a shame.
A 3, huh?
So
wow.
So you're great at 3 sports. All right. Nice. Well done.
Appreciate it.
Well done, man. Hey, great stuff. Continue working hard, and really enjoyed having you on, and good luck the rest of the series and hopefully beyond.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yep. Appreciate y'all having me on.
All right, Pat Spencer.